Hey everybody, this is Erica from the Classy Climb blog coming to you guys today talking about what is your freedom number. Now, if you know me or you've watched this channel, you've probably seen this everywhere. What is a person's freedom number? Your freedom number, what it takes for you to stop doing the things you don't like doing and do the things you do want to do. A lot of people, I talk about on my channel about home ownership and owning a home and the power in that. And so many people, in different communities, not just Black, not just white, not just Latino, are like, well, I don't want to own a home. Owning a home isn't for everybody. That's the old days. Listen to me. I have an example of one of my clients, people who watch the show. She had a job she did not like for over 18 years, went and bought a condo, finally bought one. Guess what her mortgage is? 347. Let's say it again, 347 a month plus HOA. But at the end of the day, if you're paying rent $1,000, $1,800, $2,000 a month, depending on where you're living at in the United States, and then all of a sudden you cut your mortgage down to 347, and then you get some of your money back off your W-2 when you properly fill it out. It opens up your mind for relaxing, for investing this money you now have, because all this money you're paying to rent, now you have to invest. Hey, Irvin Thomas, you have the opportunity to do something with it, but it only happens if you take action. And so many of you, you comment in the comments, you do different things, you talk about it for a year or two. I know a lot of people who are in these planning phases where they plan for years and never have real results. Why is that? Because they don't take action. And if you get hyper focused, I know it sounds ridiculous, but if you get hyper focused on saying, this year I'm hitting it, this year I'm going to travel to Italy, or I'm going to go fly, or I'm going to do these different events, it takes commitment and it takes focus. And so I love doing phone calls with you guys. I did over 10 client calls a day, exhausted. It takes a lot of brain power to make sure I'm kind of aligned with what you're thinking or what your dream of your business is. So if you guys get proposals from me, that's what that is. It's what I think you could be doing in the future, spread out over a time period, right? Because if you don't take action, then these are just thoughts. We're just talking it out in this romantical thought process, but not really taking action. So another thing, you don't need $1 million, right? And everybody's like, $1 million, you need $1 million to retire, you need $2 million to retire. No, you need your cash flow to outlast your outgo. Let's say you spend $2 to $4 grand a month in your bills, your expenses, your car. If I give you 10 grand a month, what happens? Do you just start spending all the way up to 10 grand a month, or you're retired, right? It's same thing with real estate and rental investment. Some of you guys, if you own 2 or 3 units of property, the money you need your business to make is not that great, right? Because there's some people who are have side projects and hobbies and photography, and you actually wouldn't need all that much money if you had the bills and your debts lower. I hope that makes sense for you guys. But if you have, no car payment, because I'm telling you the average American in America pays anywhere from $500 to $1,000 between the car insurance and maintenance every month. If you could get that down month, you're really doing something. Same thing goes for if you have a high credit card debt. There's so many ways to shorten your expenses that it would make your freedom number less crazy. You would need $1 million to retire. You would need $20,000 a month to live. You could actually kind of make that number smaller and get the time and space to think. It's so important for us to, as people who feel that we're business owners, to sit down and think and plot it out. I'm asking every one of you who watches this channel, sit down, write down, where do you want to be in 10 years? Is it kids, house, vacations, whatever it is. Now, take a step back. Year 5, what does my life need to look like to get to year 10? Okay, year 1, what do I need to be doing in 2017 to get, that 2027 life, right, that I'm thinking of? You have to be able to write that out and tell people what you're seeing or what you're thinking. Now, you don't have to tell your whole family. You don't have to tell everybody, their mom, but enough that you can concretely share it with someone who is happy to help you with your vision. So I'll be sending some proposals out today. Loved your phone calls. Thought you guys did great. I got 10 yesterday and 8 the day before that. But You guys have it inside of you. You have it inside of you. You know what you want to do. You know where you want to go. You just have to start taking action. So I'm going to check out some of these quick words here. Okay. Irvin Thomas. My friend owns a house he rents out and has an efficiency in the back. The main house is 1,500. The back is 800. Yeah. That, I mean, you ever see the show on HGTV about like, you know, I think like not Fixer Upper, but like, Cash Cow or something. But basically it's a guy who helps people turn, you know, bottom stairs apartments into nice things, or upstairs apartments into nice things. It's a real effective method. You know, like earlier today I had a conversation where someone said, well, someone told me having fourplexes were bad. No, their math was bad. If you've got a fourplex here in San Antonio, Texas, that you purchase at $184,000 and every unit rents out for $750, you're walking away with anywhere from, depending on your issues or the maintenance or whatever, $700 to maybe $1,000 some change. You know, like it depends on the math. If you're in California, that's very expensive. If you're in New York, very expensive. If you're in Miami, as Urban is, there's some, it would be very expensive to find some of those fourplexes there. So, yeah, student loans, that's a popular story. You know what I tell people, if you can, with the student loan thing, if you can put that payment on deferment or auto payment, and then take your, let's say you get a lump sum of $500. Take that lump sum of $500 and get not one, but 2 secure loans or secure credit cards from your bank, because you know it's your bank where your direct deposit comes, so you'll pay it on time, and pay on that for like 6 months to a year. You'd be amazed the numbers. It'll kind of straighten it out, because what you need is 3 to 6 accounts that are nice and paid on time. So let's say you have a car, let's say you have student loans, and let's say you have 2 cards. If you can keep these 3 going, the student loan, I mean the car, the 2 secure loans, and paying on time, boom, that's what happens. So most advice comes from people who own nothing and are broke. That's very true. Like 2 of the clients I spoke to today were just like, people told me something was bad, to do this was bad. And I was like, do they own a business? Do they even own a home? And they didn't own a home or a business. And I'm like, well, why would you ask them? I don't know. I mean, I think what happens is we have friends or family that we respect and we think so highly of them that we start asking them other questions, or we want their respect. Sassy Moxie, I think that's what that says. So, but yeah, I think we want their respect, right? We want them to think highly of us, or this is a good ideal. But 9 times out of 10, if you tell your friend that's worked a W-2 for 20 years that you're going to start off and do a business, or you're going to go get real estate, and they're like, why? Well, so I can have rental income. Why? So I can retire early. Why? Don't you like your job? I mean, that's the mindset that most people have, is like, don't you like your job? You should keep it. Or you don't like your job, go get a new job. Some people actually want to be in control of their destiny. So that's just is what it is, right? So it's kind of funny. Oh, Irvin Thomas, seriously. I have people I know to this day who are like, why? They hate their job. They hate their debt. They hate their and you talk to them and you're like, okay. Like, you know, you could never break that mold for them. You could never break that mold for the way they think is ingrained. There you go. I was told not to become a real estate salesperson because it's hard. It was hard work. Years later, I learned that hourly rate was what I would make in months. Exactly. Listen, there's a guy who teaches a course, and everybody lambasts him and tells him he's a jerk, right? He teaches a course, how to make $90,000 in 90 days as a real estate agent. Is it an easy course? No. Is it a lot of footwork and long days and long hours and getting outside your comfort zone for 90 days? Yes. But guess what? A lot of people quit after 2 years. 87%, I think it's 87% of real estate agents don't sell a home in 2 years. I mean, there's a lot of people who wash out, but that's based on that person. That's not based on the industry per se. And I think that's where we get it mixed up. We get it real mixed up, you know, like, and even if you right now, if you say, I'm going to be a real estate agent, I would spend 2 to 3 days a week at other realtors, hanging out with other realtors, or hanging out at like realtor happy hours or events where realtors can grow, or conferences where realtors can go. That's all I would be doing. And so when your family's like, what are you doing? We're, you know, selling these houses. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you'd have to be, you know, like even here in Austin, there's places where, you know, the builders are giving 2% at closing. And so one of the clients my friend had, she literally brought $800 to closing on a very beautiful $180,000 house. So it's like, you know, who do you listen to? People who have experience, people who have the money, people you can follow and duplicate the results. That's all I'm saying. So, hey, you guys, this was going to be a short one today. It's just talking about your freedom number. What is the math you need monthly, right? Because I remember sharing with you guys that the average foreclosure in America could have been prevented if the family had $500 more a month. Now, what does that tell you? One or two things. One, they're either spending way out of their limits, or two, $500 really could have just made the difference. Like, you know, I remember Dave Ramsey hollering at a woman talking about, just sell your damn van. If it takes for you, you know, if it takes for you to, you know, stay home with your kids is not this van because it's an extra $800 a month for you and your family, like, get rid of the van. And of course, people have this mentality like, but I'm a soccer mom and I need a van or a Suburban. No, you don't. I've seen people with cars with 2 kids in them. Come on, girl. Like, some things are simple. Yeah, 3 to 5 houses per year with your full-time job can make a difference. Here's a even, if you think even bigger on it, let's say you didn't work your full-time job, which is hypothetical. I know sometimes people, there's agents living off credit cards, and you sold a house a month, right? By the time you had 90 days, sometimes those closings are long. I know, it's crazy. And, you know, you have a really life. Like here in Texas, if you do apartment locating, you get like a first month's commission, right? So let's say that you only work with people who need 2 bedrooms or 3 bedrooms for $1,800 a month, right? And you get $1,800 a month times like what? Let's say 10. Let's just say you got 10. You did one every weekend in the summer. That's $18,000 for just making sure somebody got an apartment of their needs that fits their needs for their family. Now, of course, your broker's going to take some of it, but at the end of the day, just the math. We have to work on the math. And I think in America, we just don't think about math. We think about how we look in a car, how we look in a particular house, and when it's really, I'd rather be free. So, all right, Urban. All right, Mr. Sassy or Miss Sassy. I'm sorry, I apologize. You guys have an awesome day. What is your freedom number? Write it down. Make the dream real. And hey, if you need me, look down below. Links are always there. You can give me a call. I love talking to you guys. Have a great day.